Well, hello everyone. This is Barb Bach, your senior MLS instructor here at the MetroTex Association of Realtors. And joining me today is Kelly Lander, our other MLS instructor.
Hi, everybody.
Well, we are so delighted that you are joining us this morning for a little refresher on Matrix. And for those of you that have not attended the class, your introduction to Matrix. Now, before we actually start, I need to tell you how you can ask some questions. During this webinar, as you think of questions, you're going to type them in the question pane located at the right side of your screen. You know, if you can't see the question pane, you might have to click the orange arrow button to maximize it. We will do our very best to answer as many questions as possible and as time allows by the end of this presentation. So I hope you all are ready to begin, and here we go. So who or what is Matrix? Matrix is your multiple listing service that the majority of you use in our DFW area to search for properties, add properties, email, and perform various functions for your buyers and sellers. You know, Matrix is compatible with any browser and can be accessed via your smartphone, your tablet, a Mac, or a PC. Matrix will work on major browsers such as Internet Explorer, Firefox, Safari, and Google Chrome, also Windows 7 and Windows 10. Now, with that said, let's start with our home page, mymetrotex.com. This is where you can log in to MLS, but before we log in, I want to show you where you can get previous webinars and you can get lots of good help. As I scroll all the way down to the very bottom right-hand corner of mymetrotex.com, you will notice social media, and you will see the YouTube icon. So when I click on that, our YouTube page comes up. And on this first page, you can see Intro to Matrix that was done about a year ago, and Listing Input, all the mysteries solved. But there's another place to get webinars, right up here where it says Videos. So I'm going to click that. Tons of videos for you to check out. There's the Rook and his wife talking about Facebook ads, and then we have forms and contracts, and then we have insights to different listing types in MLS, and realist tax, and then here's statistics, who, what, and where. All wonderful information that you need to take advantage of, and you can watch these at your leisure, start and stop them anytime you want. So that's everything on mymetrotex.com. So now let's get into Matrix. At the very top of the screen, you will notice it says MLS Login. And when you click that, it's going to ask you for your login and passcode. Now I've already logged in, so you put in your real estate license number, and it always begins with a 0, and then your MLS password. Once you've entered that, it brings you to what's called the portal. Lots of good information here on your portal as well. I'm going to scroll down and just highlight a few. Here is a builder's update and new home professional. These are links where you can search builders and new construction for your buyers or your sellers. Here's the cloud products that if you want to do the cloud streams, cloud MLX, cloud CMA, you can click those icons and get into the cloud products. And of course you have tax and trends. Lots of good information here. But this morning we're going to click Matrix, and it's going to bring you to your home page. In this first little section, I'm going to talk about the home page. These boxes that you see are called widgets. You can call them widget, you can call them boxes, whatever's convenient for you. As I scroll down, you can see I have many boxes or widgets. You can move them around and place them where you'd like them to be. For example, I've got one all the way down here. It's my recent portal visitors. I'm going to hover my mouse over what I call the title bar or the name of the widget. I click, hold, and drag and move it up. Click, hold, and drag, and I move it up. All right, I see someone can't hear you. If none of you can hear us, well, a lot of good that's going to do. Type in the question if you can't. Some of you can't. Okay. So that's how you can move your widgets. And I have 3 across, depending on the size of your screen and your way you have it set up. You might see 2 and you might see 1. One of the boxes, or the widget on this screen, is the search box. This is a very, very important box. When someone gives you an address and say, hey, check out my listing, it's really, really good, this is where you're going to go, because you don't know if it's active, sold, you don't know if it's commercial, you don't know if it's pending, you don't know if it's multifamily. So I'm going to type in an address right here in the house number. I'm going to type in 5877, and I'm going to type in the street name, Callisto. I am not going to type in street or road or anything of that nature. I am simply going to type in the name of the street. I'm not going to put in the city because I'm not sure what city it's in. So I'm going to click search right here in the lower right hand corner. And it pulled up that particular address. And as I can see, it's for sale because it says it's active. And it has a flag. The flag says it's got a price change. The $sign says it has a price change. And then, of course, there's the MLS number. Now I'm going to go hit my back button on my browser bar and go back to where I was. And I'm going to show you another way to use the search box on your home page. I can actually type in just a street name. So I'm going to type in Callisto, nothing more. Again, no city, no zip code. I'm going to simply click search in the lower right hand corner. And it will pull up everything on that street in the MLS system, regardless of its status, regardless of the type of property, whatever status it is, whatever location. As you can see, I have 4 actives and I have 1 that's canceled. 2 of the actives have a $sign that means a price change. So that's using the home page widget called search. All right. One other thing I want you to be aware of on the home page is all of your listings. It's right here. So if you have any active listings, you can click on it and your active listings will appear. If you have any office listings, you will see your office active listings, any of your canceled listings, and so forth. So this is an important widget to make sure that everything is there. We're still having some trouble. People can't hear me, Kelly. What's going on?
It's just one member.
Oh, just one member.
I'm working with it.
Okay, I want to make sure. All right. So there's my listings. The next little section we're going to talk about now is how to do a search. So at the top of your screen, you have a tab that says search. And when I hover over it, look at all the various searches that you can perform. You'll notice you have residential and multifamily. Cross property. Kelly, what do you think a cross property search would do?
It's going to search all the different property types in our MLS.
That's right. Commercial and multifamily, right? Also, we can do a search by agents. If I can't find an agent, I can put in their first name and or their last name or both, and I can find an agent. I can do an office search, an open house, and of course I can do a history search. We're going to start really simple. We're going to do a residential quick. Oh, look at my screen, Kelly. Mine just has active and coming soon. Most of you, when you do your search, have the following. You have contingent, kick out, and active option. You probably don't search many of these statuses very often, so I'm going to unselect them. I would like the system to remember that I want to search active and coming soons. Kelly, coming soons, do you know how long they stay in the system?
I do, Barbara. They stay in for 14 days.
Do you know what happens after you have a coming soon listing and you don't go back and make it active?
it's going to automatically go to temporarily off market when it hits those 14 days.
That's right. So if you're going to add your brand new listing as a coming soon, you've only got it for 14 days. On the morning of the 15th, it will change to temporarily off the market. So be sure you watch your listing if you've made it a coming soon. So I want to save this as my default. Over here under the Results tab, you have a little gear. And I click on the gear, and it says to set currently selected search criteria as my starting default. And I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So now every time I do a residential quick search, I'm going to be able to search active and coming soon. So now we're going to do a search. Looking on the left side of the screen, I need to show you how to search by subdivision and how to use a searching symbol. So I'm going to type in Royal Chapel. That's a subdivision in Dallas. So I typed in Royal Chapel. I want active and coming soons. And if I look in the lower left-hand corner, I don't have any matches. So Kelly, what's the symbol that I'm going to put in here to make it find some listings?
The wildcard symbol is the asterisk.
The asterisk. And where am I going to put it?
You're going to put it, you can put it before or after or both.
All right, so I'm going to put it after the word chapel. I'm going to click my mouse someplace else. I now have 4 properties. Let me show you. I'm going to click results. The asterisk is a wild card. It will pull up anything after the word chapel. Royal Chapel Estates. Estates could be abbreviated. It could be spelled out. It could be Royal Chapel the Beautiful. Anything that ends after chapel, Royal Chapel, whatever it might be. Now I'm going to click criteria up here at the top, right-hand corner. And now I'm going to explain to you the double asterisk. Let's say I know it contains the word chapel, but I can't quite figure out, is it Royal Chapel or Beautiful Chapel or Bells on the Chapel? So I'm going to put an asterisk first, the word chapel, and then another asterisk. That's the contains. It will find any property that's active or coming soon that contains the word chapel. So now I've got 76 matches. I'm going to click results, and I want to show you the subdivision name. We have Chapel Hill, Chapel Forest, Royal Chapel Estates, Chapel Downs, Whitechapel. So you can see that the asterisk is extremely important when doing a subdivision search. Now I'm going to show you how to eliminate a subdivision in a given area. I'm going to go back to my criteria tab, and my properties are in area 16. This is the area that my buyer wants to search. But they don't want to live in Royal Chapel. Too many trees, not enough trees, whatever it is. They're familiar with the subdivision and they don't want to live there. So what I'm going to do is put an exclamation point first. Then I'm going to type in Royal Chapel, followed by the asterisk. I have 203 matches. None of them will be in Royal Chapel. And to prove that to you, I'm going to click results. And look here. I'm going to sort by subdivision, by the way. When you take your mouse and hover over the name of a column, and you get a pointy finger like I have, and you click your mouse one time, it will sort your subdivisions. Now I have Chapel Downs, but I don't have Royal Chapel because I said do not give me anything in Royal Chapel. So again, to search a subdivision, you must use the asterisk after the name of the subdivision. And if you want to do the contains, you put an asterisk first, the name of the subdivision, and the asterisk at the end. And that will do the contains. So that's our subdivision search. If you have any questions on that, type it in that question pane. Kelly's answering your questions.
Absolutely, and they're coming in.
All right, I like those questions. Those are great. Now, let's do a little more detailed search. Let's put in a price range. Let's put in a price range. Let's put in $250 to $310. Notice you do not have to put in the trailing zeros because it's there for you. Bedrooms. Our buyer wants 3-4. That's 3 to 4 bedrooms. Total baths. Here's a trick question, Kelly. If I want 2.5 baths or more, how would I enter total baths?
Well, it's 0.1.
That's correct. If I type in 2.5, that says I want 5 half baths, and I don't think there's too many of those running around.
Too many potties to clean.
Not in this price point. So 2.1, and if they want at least that or more, I put a plus sign. So when we do a search, you're going to see how that works. Total square foot. They want at least 2,200 or more, so I can put a, oops, I typed that wrong. Let's do 2200, 2,200 or more square feet. I can put a plus sign, or I can certainly do a range, just like that. As you continue putting in your search criteria, make sure you're in the lower left-hand corner and you take a look. Oh my goodness, I have found 1,379. I forgot to say I want single family, but you know what? If I hold my control key down, or the command key to Mac, I can select townhouse. I can select more than one. If I accidentally selected the wrong one, I simply hold my control key down, or the command key on a Mac, and select the ones I don't want. So this search, I'm asking for just single family, 250 to 310, 3 to 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths or more, anywhere between 2,200 square feet and 3,500 square feet, and I simply want a one-story house, but I better give it a location. You can enter in a county, you can enter in a city, you can enter in more than one zip code. You may also enter in more than one city if you want to. So I'm going to type in the city of Garland, Garland. I have 9 matches. That's perfect. Now, let's say they wanted a pool. I don't have a pool on my quick search screen. But look under my screen here. Under Add Remove, I can add any search field that I want. You'll notice I've added several. So how do you do that? Under Additional Fields right here, if you've never added any, it says Add. So I'm going to click Add. These are all the ones I've added. I'm going to erase all of them to show you, when I erase them all, oops, what it looks like. So that would be your screen if you've never added any. So I need to add pool because it's not on the quick search screen. Right here under the search box, to save time, I'm just going to type in the word pool. There we go. Now you'll notice I have 2 fields. What features does the pool have? And if it has a pool, yes or no. I'm going to click pool, yes or no, or Y/N for yes or no. I'm going to click add. I can add as many additional fields as I need to. I'm going to add, let's see, seller type. Seller type is where you can add foreclosures and REOs. So I'm going to click the little back button right here in the lower left. Now you can see I have pool and seller type. For pool, I'm going to change it to a yes and see, well, now I only have 1. And I go, that's interesting. So maybe I need to change some criteria if you don't get a number of properties that you think you should. So let's say, let me change my square footage to 2,000 to plus sign. Now let's see what I get. Well, I get 2 matches. So maybe it's the price point. Maybe it's the bathrooms. I'll do 2 plus and see what happens. So my point is, when you're putting in your search criteria, remember to keep your eyes on the lower left-hand corner to see how many matches you have. All right. If you have any questions on how to enter criteria, let me know, because we're going to go on to the section with results where we can change our results screen. So here we are. I'm going to click results either at the top right-hand corner or the bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to click Results. Here is the standard agent OneLine. It's got a lot of great information. You will notice here under the flag column, it has a dollar sign. Do you think, Kelly, that means it's had a price increase?
I think it has.
No, Kelly, good answer, but wrong.
Oh.
It means it's had a price change. We don't know if it's had an increase or decrease. And I will show you how to find that out in about 2 seconds here. You will notice they're on the addresses where they are, subdivision, square footage, it falls within the parameters I asked for, number of beds, there's the baths, parking, acres, pool, and the current price. If I want to move a column, I can certainly do so. It's like an Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to grab the current price, and when I do, I get 4 arrows. I click, hold, and drag, and I'm going to move the current price so I can see it more clearly. If I want to find out what that price change was, I can do 2 key clicks. I can go up here to Agent Single Line and click, and I can go to Hot Sheet. And once I click Hot Sheet, look here on the right-hand side.
Oh.
So those red down arrows indicate these properties have had a price decrease. Now, I don't do math very well, Kelly, so I'm not sure what it used to be. I can see this property over here on Cotton Gum Road is $259.9, but I want to know what it was. So I'm going to hover over 1.89%, and it tells me it was $264,900.
Well, isn't that neat?
That's very cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I love that.
I do too. Now there's something else under this hot sheet. You will notice it says 73 days on the market, but it says new. Well, don't let the word new really confuse you. It just hasn't had a price change. It hasn't had a status change because there's no indication in this box here. Notice this one is a coming soon. CS, it's a coming soon. And these others have had price reductions. So when you're on your one-liner and you see the agent single line, which is the default, and you want to know how much the price change was on this one that's had a dollar sign, you can simply go to agent single line and select hot sheet. Now this one-liner, something is missing. I want to add city. So very easily I'm going to take my mouse, hover over the address title bar, the bar that says address, the column header as it were, and I get 4 arrows, and I'm going to click my mouse. You will then see Insert Column. Down here at the bottom is a search box, and I want to add, let's say, days on market. So I'll add DOM. Oh, I've got 2. You've got your cumulative days on market and DOM. If I want them both, I can select them both, but I just want DOM. So I'll select DOM and click Apply. And there it is, right here, this column. So you can add as many columns as you want, and you can certainly take away a column. You would take away a column by simply hovering over the column and getting 4 arrows, and then clicking Remove Column. I'm going to cancel that. Do we have a question?
We do, Barbara.
What is it?
Sandy would like to know. She missed the bit about the hot sheet.
All right, I will repeat that. That's a good question. Thank you. So here I am on my one-liner, and I want to see the previous price changes. I want to see previous status. In 2 key clicks, I can do it. Right up here where it says Agent Single Line, I click, and I click Hot Sheet, and we wait momentarily. Here it comes. And right here on the right-hand side, we see some red down arrows. That indicates a price reduction. If you saw a green arrow, that means the price was increased. And then, of course, you will see if it's had any status change. For example, this one is coming soon, right here. This one's coming soon. and I hover over the percentage, and it tells me what the price was previously, the last change of the price. I can go back up here to Agent Single Line, and I'm back to my one-liner. So I've added days on market, I've moved price right here, and I'm going to change 100 per page right up here, so that when I'm doing a search and I get more than 25, I want to see them all on the first screen. If I have more than 100, I'll have another screen. So to save this as your default, every time you do a search and you want this as your default, you come over here under the Results tab and you hover over, you'll notice I'm hovering over the gear, and I click on the gear and it says, set current display, the sort order, and count per page as my starting default. I click on that, and the name changes to the word My Agent Single Line. So every time I do a search, it's going to come up with My. All right, so we've looked at the one-liner, we've done a search, we've looked at this one-liner. Now the next little portion we're going to talk about is what happens when you click on an MLS number. When you click on an MLS number, we're going to get a lot more detail about the property. So here we go in the next section, looking at the entire MLS listing. I've clicked on an MLS number. This is called the Agent Full Report. As I scroll down, you can see tons of information. There are the room sizes. There's the type of house. There's the construction. There's the features. Property description, public driving directions, and private remarks. Just so you'll know, the property description, I can't even talk. The property description cannot include a web address, phone numbers, or email addresses. It has to describe the property. Public driving directions must include driving directions. Go north on 75 to Walnut Hill. Go east on Walnut Hill to such and such a street. Do not put in Use GPS or See Maps Go. It has to be very specific driving directions. Private remarks, you can put bonus to the selling agent. You can put in your website, or you can say a phone number for the agent. You can see when who's got the listing, and you can see your showing instructions. If you want to see more than one photo, you click on the photo and you get a large photo, and you have arrows right here to the right when you're in the photo, and you click the arrow to your right and it will show you the additional photos. You can just go right through the photos. These are nice photos. And I'm through looking at the photo. There's an X in the top right-hand corner. Under the photo, you have lots of little icons. So I'm thinking, how long has this house been on the market? Or if it was ever on the market before. So I'm going to click this little alarm clock. It's the history. So I'm going to click on this little clock in the lower left-hand side of the photo. Oh, my goodness, let's look at this one. This listing right here became a listing, an active listing, in April 1st of 2006. It became active. They increased the price on April 25th of the same year. And then it had a status change to AOC. Then it went to expired. Then it went to pending. And it finally sold May 19th of 2006. So it came on the market April of 2006, and it sold May of 2006. 2015, it went back on the market. Then it was withdrawn, and then expired, and then active, and then pending, and then it leased for $1,600. Okay, then it was active and pending, and they have it leased for $2,100. Then you see it went active and all the price changes, and then canceled and active and pending, and then it was leased, and now it's active again. So there's a lot of history, so you can see the history of any particular listing. And what's nice, not only do you see it for sale, but if it was for lease. So in the lower left-hand corner, I'm going to click Close. I want to know if the seller's disclosure is attached or the lead-based paint. Right under the photo, next to the clock, is a few pieces of paper fanned out. And if I click on it, it will show the seller's disclosure. Now I want to draw your attention, if you can see the star. If you see the star on your seller's disclosure, if it's green, that means it's for MLS viewing. When you add your listing and you upload your documents, if it's a seller's disclosure and lead-based paint, you need to make it public view. So when your listing is sent out by, let's say an agent has a buyer and they're doing a search, and your listing comes up and they send it to their buyer, and if your listing has the blue star or public view for the document, they're going to get to see the seller's disclosure or the lead-based paint. So just remember, when you're adding a listing and uploading documents, you want to make that document public view. If you have more questions on that, you can certainly let us know, and we'll be glad to help you with that. TX under the photo will bring up the tax record, and all of these others bring up different information, and you can do that on your time. But I want to show you the CSS. If your listing is on CSS, I'm going to click CSS, and I can schedule an appointment. And here it comes. So I can schedule an appointment right here.
That is super handy.
Very handy, very handy. All right. The last thing I'm going to show you, what do you think, Kelly, this funny looking round thing with the red thing on it? What do you think that is?
Oh my goodness, it's movie time. Where's the
It is
popcorn?
movie time. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what movie we can see. This particular listing has 2 virtual tours. I'm going to click on the first one, the property panorama. That is an automatic, when you add 3 or more photos to your listing, property panorama, aka instant view, is going to pull up, and you're going to see the photos of this listing as they go through the property panorama process. If you can see all the way down on the bottom, here's the little thumbnails. I can click on any of the thumbnails and check out that picture. You don't pay for this. It's a free benefit, being a member of our MLS. When you add 3 or more photos, this will pop up. However, if you've hired somebody, they have to be pre-approved by NetRes. Here's Shoot to Sell, and they have pictures as well, and make a video. So if you don't want to hire somebody to make a video, Property Panorama does it for you, so that's nifty. So this is the agent full report, and if I'm tired of looking at the agent full report, right up here where it says display, I can click that word's agent full and look at all the other formats. I have an agent 2 line. You might like that. I can go up here and change it to back to agent single line or agent no photo full if I don't want to see the photo. Just get the details. So let me go back to the agent full. So when you click on an MLS number from the agent single line and you click on an MLS number, it will come up automatically to the agent full. And under the photo you have many, many little icons you can click on to get information. So again, we talked about the one-liner, and then we clicked on the MLS number, and it took us to the agent full. Now what happens if you're in an office meeting and someone says, wow, I just added some great listings and I want you to check them out, and they give you the MLS numbers? Here's what many of you do. So we're going to talk about MLS Number Search now. Many of you simply go to search residential, either quick or detailed, and you find a place to put in the MLS number. Well, let's see. There's a street number. There's no MLS number here. Sometimes you go down here to the bottom and add it. And you might go to search residential detailed and see if you can add an MLS number here. And you look and go, no, I can't do that. Well, let me tell you, right up here, it's called the speed bar. Whatever screen you're on, you have the speed bar. I'm on my matrix, there's the speed bar. I clicked on a search, there's the speed bar. If I'm at the home page, there's the speed bar. So I'm going to type in some MLS numbers, and you separate them with a comma. 131, 51, 561, comma, 139, 343, 15, comma, and let's try a 138, 87094. You have no idea if these are active, commercial, residential, lots and land. It doesn't make any difference what status they are. You simply type in the numbers, no spaces, number, comma, number, comma, number, and then you click this little magnifying glass right here on the right. Obviously, I typed in a wrong number because I only got 2, but I typed in 3, and that happened. Notice I have a condo that's for lease and a commercial that's pending. So you can see no matter what MLS number you type in, it will pull it up. It's like the address search on the home page where we put in a street name and it pulled it up no matter the status, no matter the location. But that's your MLS number search. All right. I'm going to go back to the home page. What happens if you need to find out where the schools are located? You've done a search and you need to see where the house is located and what's around the house. Now I'm going to do up here on the right hand side any search that you have done in the past, in the recent past. It says recent searches in the top right hand corner. I'm going to click the drop down arrow and you can see I can view all 50, which I'll do. But I'm going to do a search that I did earlier today. So let's see, which one do I want to do? Oh, I'll do this one for 7 that's in Garland, and it pulls them up. Now I'm not sure exactly where these properties are, so I'm going to put them on the map. Up here in the top right hand corner, I'm going to click map. And I'm going to wait, and there they are. Well, they're scattered all around, aren't they? There's some up here and there's some down here. There's a lot of things on the map that you can see. Starting in the top left-hand corner, it says map. I'm going to change it to satellite just to show you what it looks like. And I don't care for that, so I'm going to go back and change it to map. I prefer that. Up here on the top right-hand corner, there's a little icon. It kind of looks like a printer with red eyes or red dots, but when you hover over it, it says layers. So I'm going to layer it. You will notice anything that's in red means I have to zoom in. I can't see the flood zone or the sub areas, so I'm going to double click on my map to zoom in, and then I'm going to go to the layers tab again. I'm not interested so much in the flood zones, but the parcel I am, so I need to zoom in again. I'm simply double clicking, or you can of course hit the plus sign on the top right hand corner of the map. And I need to zoom in even farther. I'll do it. There we go. I'm in pretty close now. So let me go around here. Let's see. I need to find my listings again. I better zoom out till I get an idea where they are. There they are. So I'm just going to double click right in this area where my house is, where the green icon is with the house. And I'm double clicking. Now I'm going to click the layers. Now I can see a lot. If I select, let's see, Unified School District and School. Now I'm going to zoom out so you can see the boundaries. I'm zooming out quite far. The green are the boundaries. You can see the green boundaries. Here's the Garland Independent School District. all of these pink triangles represents a school. If I zoom in, if I continue to zoom in, eventually I will see the name of the school. So here is North Garland High is right here. And I can't read that name of that school, but this is Parsons Pre-Kindergarten Center. I'm going to zoom in a little closer, and I want you to notice as I zoom in, whoopsie, I don't want you to see that yet, that's a surprise. So I'm going to zoom in really close, and I'm going to get rid of the school boundaries. I don't want those names on there anymore because they get in my way. There you go. Can you notice here it shows you the kind of layout where the home is sitting on the lot. Here's one this way, here's one this way. That's really handy. Now, I want to know who this neighbor is. If I click my mouse on the parcel, it gives me the address, and it's owned by Kathy and Stephen Foster. What are the lot dimensions? I'm going to click lot dimensions, and it's going to tell me. I'm going to click on my green icon here that indicates a house. This is one of my listings I found. And it gives me the MLS number, the price. I'm going to click on the parcel, and I can see who owns it and the lot dimensions. And there are the lot dimensions. That's a nice size lot. I can go back to the little layers tab. Now you'll notice because I need to zoom in to see these other items. So on the map, you have tons of things that you can look at. All right. I'm going to go back to results. And there's my one-liner. So if there's any questions on how to search the one-liner or to change the one-liner or add a column, type it in your question box and I can show you that again.
Barbara, we do have a question.
What's that?
Tracy would like to know if it is possible to copy and paste a list of MLS numbers when you're searching.
Okay. Yes, you can copy and paste, but if you'll notice, I have a bunch of MLS numbers here. I can copy one at a time and paste it.
Yes.
I can do that. On the agent full report, I can certainly copy the number here. And where are you pasting it to?
I'm not sure. I wonder if she's pasting it into the speed bar.
Well, yeah, you can certainly do that, but if you have the listings in front of you like this, why would you paste them in the speed bar? Because you have them right here.
Exactly.
So I'm not sure where you're copying, pasting from. If it's from tax, if you happen to be in tax first and you find an MLS number, you can certainly copy and paste and go back to MLS. But when you're in tax, you can go down to the tax rolls and the MLS number's there and you can click on it and it will open up. So if you would further explain, please, where you, yeah.
She did. She's saying at the end of the search, at the bottom, it used to have the MLS numbers listed.
Oh, are you talking about criteria here? If that's what she's talking about, no
Okay.
MLS numbers here.
No.
No MLS numbers here. So, excellent question. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but good question. All right, so now let's talk about, saving a search. Let's talk about saving a search. So I'm going to go to my search screen. I'm going to do detailed. And I want to save the search and pull it up a little bit later, or I've got something to do and time is running short. So I want active, and there's my coming soon. Let's do condos for fun. And I'm going to do Dallas. And I'm going to do this for a buyer, and they're looking for $875,000 to $975,000 for condos in Dallas. So I have my results on the screen. Now I want to save it to look at them later. I've got an appointment I need to go. So what I'm going to do what I'm going to do at the bottom of the screen where it says save, I'm going to click save. I'm going to click new saved search. New auto email is a search that will go automatically to your contact, to your buyer or your seller, whoever you're working with. It's like an email drip for searches. So that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about just a new saved search. So I click on new saved search, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to say condos in Dallas. Right here, I can enable this as a favorite search on my home page. I'm going to click on it. If I was saving this search for a contact that I have added, I can select their name. But I'm not going to do that. It's just a saved search for me that I need to look at and take care of and check out. So I'm going to click save. All right. I'm going to go back to the home tab. It's another day. It could be 6 hours. It could be 6 days. It could be 15 days. It doesn't make any difference. On my home screen, I have saved it to my home screen right here under my favorite searches. And you can see condos in Dallas. And you can see a lot of other saved searches as well. I can only have 10 saved searches on my home page. So I'm going to click update all and watch what happens. Here it comes. It's thinking. It's twirling up here. There we go. If, since the last time I did the search, there's any new properties, it's going to tell me in parentheses. This one for Jack and Jill, there's 11 new properties. There's one for CMA on Grantwood. There's nothing for condos, and I've spelled condos backwards. Nothing new because I just did the search. There's nothing new for any of these, but there's 2 new ones right here, Homes for Barb in Dallas. If I click on the number 2, it shows me just those 2, and when I emailed them. I emailed them to my client, matter of fact. If I select 11 new for Jack and Jill, it comes up in a agent full report. I'll go to the agent single line, and notice it doesn't show that I emailed it to a client. So again, to save a search, you have results on your screen. You go down to the bottom of the screen and you click save, and you click new saved search. You give your search a name, and if you want to enable it on the home page, you can, but you don't have to. And then I click save. So what happens if you've saved a search and you didn't put it on the favorite searches tab on your home page? Where can you go to get your saved searches, Kelly? Do you have any idea?
Oh my gosh. Off the top of my head, it would be my favorite searches.
Yeah. Where would you go? It's under My Matrix and Saved Searches. My Matrix and Saved Searches.
Now that's a handy trick.
There you go. And you can have tons of saved searches. You'll notice I can sort up by last run when I last did the search. And notice there's my test. There's for buyer Jack and Jill. And there's condos in Dallas. So these are all my saved searches. Here's one back from 2017. I can certainly click on any of these and bring them up. So I will pull one up, homes over 15 million, and I will click results, and there they are. And that's a current search, homes over 15 million, in our MLS system. So that's how you can save your searches. All right, let's talk about emailing the quick CMA. You're working with a seller and you've done a little CMA, and I'm going to do a quick little, just a very quick CMA. I want active and solds and pendings the last 90 days, single family. My subject property home is in Dallas, and it's in Subdivision. Let's see, let's do Buckner, Buckner, and an asterisk. It's in Buckner Terrace. And I know the square footage their home is like 2100 and something. So I'm going to do 1900-2300. A little less, a little more. And it's a one-story house. So I found 34 matches. So I'm going to click results. And there they are. I'm going to sort by status. Again, to sort by any column, you hover your mouse over the column name, get a pointy finger and click once, and there are my active statuses. There's pending insolds. If there are some of these I do not want, this is how you remove some that you do not want. I am going to select the ones I don't care for. Pardon me.
Goodness.
I get so excited when I teach.
I know.
I'm going to select these. I'm just saying, no, these aren't good. I've looked at each and every one of them. I've determined these are not good comps. Down at the bottom of the screen, it says Refine. I am going to click Discard because Discard gets rid of the ones you've checked. Narrow gets rid of the ones you haven't checked. So I've checked the ones I don't want. So I'm going to click Discard. There we are. I have 27. I'm going to go back to Actions at the bottom of the screen. Click on that. And I need to select these if I want to email them. So I'm going to select all of them right up here at the top. They're all selected. Now down at the bottom, I have Quick CMA. So I'm going to click on Quick CMA. It's going to come up as a PDF document. This is not what you do if you want to email the Quick CMA. If you did it that way, you'd have to save this document on your desktop and then open your email and click on Compose and attach the CMA, and that's time consuming. So I'm going to show you now how to email the Quick CMA. I'm going to close it, and down here at the bottom of the screen, you're probably thinking, well, that's easy, Barbara. I just click email. No. You click print. Click print. When this screen comes up, look right here. Quick CMA. Quick CMA. When I click Quick CMA, I now can email it. But I also can hold my control key down and select 3-up comparison. And if I wanted to send the multi-map, I'd hold my control key down and click multi-map. I'd simply click email PDF, type in who it's going to, and lo and behold, they would get all 3 of those reports. That's pretty cool.
That is a nice feature.
And I can click print to PDF as well if I want to print these. And I clicked print to PDF to show you. Takes just a moment. And here it comes. So that's the Quick CMA. And I'm sorry, yes, the agent single line, my bad. And then there's the multi-map. How about that? You can print out the multi-map. And there's your Quick CMA. And then there's the 3-up. So you can send whatever you have highlighted. You do not want to email the agent full report to any non-realtor member because it has that private information that they don't need to see.
Exactly.
So if you have any questions on printing or emailing, please type in your question, or you can always call MLS at a later date. So we've talked about saving a search. We've talked about printing and emailing. We created a Quick CMA. Now, how can I search by the map? I'm going to hover over here, search. So we're going to talk about now how to search by the map. So I pick whatever search I want. And right up here, it says Map Search. If I click Map Search, I'm just going to do active and single family. And I'm going to narrow it down by the city so I don't get so many on the screen. If I click Map Search right up here, I can zoom into an area that I want. That indicates how many there are in that neck of the woods. So I'm going to zoom up to where I want to search. I'm going to go right up in here. And as I zoom in, I see little green place marks. It's little houses. That's where all the properties are. And up here, you have a lot of choices. The one that's just been recently added is my absolute favorite because you can freehand draw. And I'm going to click that one. And I just want these properties right here. Notice what I can do. I can go up and down and around and in between. Isn't this great, Kelly? I love this.
This is great. It's brand new.
Yes,
It's
not
just a couple of weeks old.
And so now I click include this shape. And those are the properties I'm interested in the location I want. Oh, but wait. Gosh, there's one that's too close to the toll road. They don't want it. So I'm going to do another freehand. And I'm going to freehand around these two. Now watch what I can do. This is perfect. I hover over the red dot and I say exclude this shape. This is almost better than sliced bread because you're searching in an area that your buyer wants. However, there's a couple of little pockets here and there that they don't want, and you can exclude those areas. Now that I've drawn my map, in the top right-hand corner, I click Results, and lo and behold, there's my results. That's good. You like that, Kelly?
I love that.
I
The
hope our
ability to
agents love that as well.
freehand draw and take things out is
I know.
really nice.
Right here, I can select the photos. Right here, this little icon, I can put them on the map. There's the history. And there is if they have any document. Well, that's the transaction desk. If it's your listing, you can click on that. There's tax. There's the MLS number. And there's my one-liner. Remember, I added one days on market. If I click map now, there's the map. I can grab the edge of the map if I need to and move it. I can grab it and move it out if I need to. I can draw another map inside this map if I'd like to. I can certainly do that as well. And then I can do results. There aren't going to be any new results because there's nothing new in those areas that I drew. But that's what you can do on the map. All right, we've got about 2 minutes left, folks. So let me just kind of recap what we did. We started at the home page. These are your widgets. Remember, you can click, hold, and drag and move them around wherever you want them to be. On this home page widget, searching by an address, this is the most important right here. But you know what? You can search by an address someplace else, not just here. But if I go to residential quick, right here I can put in an address, but what I can do here is I can put in a block range if I wanted to, 1900-2800, and a street name. Now it has to be residential because I'm on a residential search screen. If I wanted to search another one, I click the More button right here, and I can do another block range if I wanted to, and another street name. So I'll type in Buckner. Now I'll do the search and see what I get, if I get anything. Oh, I just have one. Perhaps I need to change my status. Remember, your statuses are extremely important. Make sure you have the right. Whoa, now I got 28. So they're all in those streets that I typed in. You cannot do a block range here on the home page, but you certainly can do it on any search input screen, just as I've done a moment ago. And if I do criteria, there it is. On your one-liner, please remember that you can add a column, you can take away a column. To add or take away a column, you hover over the column header, you get 4 arrows and you click. You can remove a column, you can insert a column, pick the column that you want, and click Apply, and it will add it. To save your column that you've changed, remember you can sort, move columns around. To save it as your default, so that every time you do a search it comes up, You hover over the icon and you'll notice the icon here under the Results tab. It's called the gear. And you can set clear default. So if I click that, set current display, sort, order, and count per page, that's my default. It'll come up that way every time. Well, it looks like our time is over. It's 11 o'clock. I want to give you a couple of phone numbers, or a phone number. The direct number to the MLS department for any and all of your questions is 214-540-2755. Again, MLS number is 214-540-2755. Our email address is really simple. It's mls@dfwre.com. That's mls@dfwre.com. Our next webinar is going to be October 15th. Stay tuned for more details. You will see it on our website under Courses and Education on our website, mymetrotex.com. This webinar will probably be put on YouTube near the end of this week, so you can start it and stop it whenever you want to and see it as many times as you need to. I hope for those of you that are seasoned agents and have been using the system a while, got a few new tidbits or refreshed your memory. For those of you that are brand new agents, welcome aboard, and I hope that you've learned something today that will help you looking for those properties for your buyers and your sellers. Thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful week.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.